New methane discharge discovered in Russia's Arctic. Guardian, The Moscow Times. Scientists discover 500-metre-tall skyscraper reef at Australia's Great Barrier Reef. The Guardian. BC Halloween forecast. Frightfully chilly under a spooky full moon. Vancouver Sun. This is what Perseverance's landing site looked like billions of years ago. See why it's such a compelling target. Universe Today. Massive asteroid Apophis on path for Earth impact in 2068. The Yucatan Times. NASA, European Space Agency to collaborate on Artemis Gateway lunar outpost. CNN. Scientists. 2018 Michigan meteorite was filled with organic compounds. Futurism. Astronomers look into atmosphere of planet that shouldn't exist. Yahoo Canada Sports. The Moon's perpetual shadows may harbor twice the ice we once thought. The Weather Network. Watch. Mystery of light spotted over Hawaii sky resolved. Airy News.